Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted, with your host, Christina Rivera, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Hi, Marcy Hamilton. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting, Life Unscripted. I am so grateful to have you here this evening. We're going to talk about a subject that I find quite fascinating. And I told you just before we got started that there's quite a few hobbies I've had in the past, especially with turning fun things in my house into new furniture. But we're going to talk about how to turn your DIY hobby into a successful business. And you've done loads of that, as well as start a Made It Myself TV. You're the founder. So that will be really fascinating, because this could be something that someone listening out there could turn their hobby into something super successful, but you're just the person to help them do that. But before we go there, just share a little bit about your backstory with our audience.
Okay, happy to do so. And thank you for having me today. So my backstory, I have a media company with my partner, who is my husband. And we've been in business for about 35 years, making movies, distributing movies and TV shows. And we were working for the studios a lot, and about 15 or 20 years ago, we were making a lot of DVDs at the time. Do you remember those things?
I still have some.
Oh, not many people do. So anyway, we were making DVDs at the time for the studios, making big feature films. And we thought, gosh, we make it for them. Why don't we make something for us? Some everlasting, green, that will last for a long time. And we happened to be in New York City, and I was saying to him, my partner, hold on, I have to go to one more yarn shop. And he said, that's it. Your hobby, your craft is knitting and crochet. Let's do some DVDs on that. Well, it was enormously successful. We ended up making 17 of them. And I'm a crafter at heart. I love it, love it, love it, from a little girl till now. And so we're also in distribution of feature films and TV shows. And we see the market changing as VOD, video on demand, it has become so popular, and business is just changing. So we decided 3 years ago, let's jump into that area as well as regular film and TV. And so glad we did. And that our first channel that we had was called Dark Matter TV, and that's a horror genre. And then when we saw the success of that, because that's worldwide now, I said, okay, next is crafting, and we came up with Made It Myself TV.
That is so cool. Now, did this come out when you were a child? Like, were you making crafts as a child and stuff like that?
I was. My grandmother taught me when I was itty bitty, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old, how to knit. And it just stuck. I love it. I've done calligraphy. I've done photography, developing my own stuff. I love digital art. I love editing. So all of it. I just love, craft is in my heart.
And you know what? There's interesting. I find there's a woman I know. She's a friend of mine for many years, who makes scarves, beautiful painted scarves and stuff.
Oh,
but it's so funny that she said, "Oh yeah, but who would want these?" And it's often our greatest talent and gift that we just throw away and say, "Yeah, no one would want this." And it's something out there. There could be many people out there, a market that would just totally love to have the crafts that you create.
Absolutely. Not only your loved ones, but you go to Etsy and look how vibrant that marketplace is. People are making things because there's such a big audience out there to buy it, customers to buy it.
Exactly. I love Etsy, actually. It's a funny story. Many years ago, they had done a Christmas pop-up shop. I don't know if you were in Manhattan at that time, but they did a pop-up shop in Manhattan. I thought, oh my gosh, I want to be part of that. So I actually was on the floor helping sell, and it was just so much loads of fun. All these creators had, come together. They had their stuff there, and we were selling it in this pop-up shop for Christmas.
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea.
Now tell me,
I think we need to have Made It Myself TV pop-up shop.
We totally do. And then people could bring their Yeah. And what would be really awesome is if we could have like
I'm gonna write that
workshops.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. And have workshops training or showing people how to do certain crafts. That would be totally awesome.
Exactly. We could do that as well. I like that. We've been trying to think of an event that we can get behind and sponsor, but I love the idea of a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christina.
You're welcome. So
And
now
we can have your podcast on the floor of the pop-up shop.
oh, yay. So tell me, say there's a person listening in who has a passion. Maybe they make wood stuff. My friend makes the scarves. My other friend is a painter. How hard is it to get into like starting a business DIY and then create a business out of it?
You know, first thing that you need to do is figure out what is your crafting passion. What are you particularly good at? What makes your heart sing? Mm-hmm. Then I would look and see, who's the target audience? Is there an audience out there? Mm-hmm. And what sets you apart from other people? What makes your craft special? Mm-hmm. And then I would go from there. Once you know what area you want it to be, I would create a plan to get all of your ideas in one place, your goals, descriptions of what you have, marketing plans, so that a plan so that you can organize your thoughts and give yourself a roadmap. And you'd be surprised when you do that, all of the other things that come out of it. Oh, I know this person that can do this, or that person, you just start connecting all of the dots of your life, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, like with my friend with the scarves, what's interesting about it is she makes her own scarves. But I think what people think is like, who's going to be interested in that? Often, like my other friend who made pies all the time, it's the people going, oh, can you make me one? I love your pies. And then you began to see who is my market, who does wear my scarves, or who does like to buy my pies, and where are they? And, it's going to be a bit by bit process. I think, what's her name? Where Martha Stewart started from, I think, making pastries and stuff.
What? A good place to start is to look at the local events in your area. And I know here I'm in Los Angeles, they have art walks, and they have little neighborhood art markets. And go check them out in your area and rent a booth and see what it's like, see how your stuff sells. I mean, I love those scarves. That's great.
I know it too. I got to get her to actually make them wholesale, because I think what I find interesting about some people's greatest talents, and another friend of mine is totally into health, and she's like, no one wants to pay me for that. I'm like, are you serious? How many people need help with their health? But see, that's the thing. I think often what's closest to our heart and our passion and our gifts, we take it for granted. It's not that important.
Yeah.
But there's someone out there that could really benefit from what you have to give. And if, keeping it inside, it's kind of selfish. You could share it with the world.
Yeah, but it can be overwhelming. That's why I say start small. Start with a little neighborhood thing, and then you'll get your sea legs, and you'll be able to grow from there.
Yeah. And then you'll get to see how excited people get and how it makes them smile and changes their life. And even let's say a kid shows up and they're excited, they want to do it. Maybe it turns into you showing other people how they can do their own scarves.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? Have your friend come and video you doing it, making it, demonstrating it. Then you can put it online and share it with your socials. So little by little, you'll be growing each thing, and you'll see what works and what doesn't work, what colors work, what styles work, and what people do and don't relate to. And that's really important. And you'll get better at your presentation, which is so important for if you're going to be, have a video, for instance. People need to be able to relate to you and see your excitement and how you inspire them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one thing. There's a lot of people who have this kind of quiet passion that they do on the side that no one really knows about. And it's that getting outside your skin and sharing it. It could be a little scary. And I like what you say about getting out there and getting your sea legs and trying a small event.
Yeah. There's another thing too that we're doing on Made It Myself TV. We do have a lot of presenters that go through in an entertaining and inspirational way and talk about their art and show how to do it. But we have other presenters that just do the art. Like we have this wonderful piece. It's called Samunagachi. It's Japanese. It's a type of Japanese painting. And this woman takes a tray of some kind of liquid and puts dots of paint in it and then blows on it in different ways. But she doesn't describe how to do it. She composed music to put over it. So watching the whole thing for a half hour is just so peaceful and gratifying to see the art, the magic just happened.
Wow.
So you don't need to be a speaker.
Yeah, that's fabulous to hear. Now, through all of your people you've met who have done their hobbies and turned them to a successful business or creation, what are some of the success stories you could share with our audience of people who've actually taken something that was kind of, they did on the weekend or was DIY hobby that explored into the public and now is quite successful?
Well, we have, I can tell you about some of the artists that we have on Made It Myself TV. One of them is Angela Wolf. She's a sewer and a fashion designer. And she, again, started small and then began hosting a show on PBS. And she has, I think it's called So Easy. And now she's created this, a great online social presence. And she's created this new show that we're going to be premiering on Made It Myself TV, which is Fabric to Fashion. And it's a competition fashion show where she gives a mystery box to 4 fashion designers, and then people judge on which one's the best. But we have her, we have Vicky Howe, who's a knitter and started a TV show called The Knit Show, which is really wonderful and successful. We have the Wood Whisperer, who shows how to make things in a wood workshop. And these were all their crafts that they turned into a show that we now embrace. And they're doing really well on the channel.
Wow. Now, let's say one of our audience member is listening in, they begin to get intrigued, go out there and spread their wings and maybe do a vendor thing on, a street vendor thing to get their sea legs. Could they ever perhaps be on your show, Make It Myself TV? If they were, how would they go about that?
Absolutely. We have a website, Made It Myself TV, and on that website, there's a place where you can enter your information and tell us about your art, and we will get back to you and discuss it. But it's definitely something we're taking a lot of homegrown artists who have the ability to demonstrate, like Tamara Kelly started off as a crocheter, I think 10, 15 years ago, crochet just for fun, grew it, did social media. Now she's got so many shows on Made It Myself TV, but she started as a home crocheter.
That's awesome. And like you said, there's also places if you'd like to get started selling, if you can't find in the place that doesn't have an outdoor vending type going on, there's always Etsy online to get started to see how your stuff sells, if people are excited about it. Now, let's say people want to listen today to Make It Myself TV. How do they get started? Oh, sorry, Made It Myself TV. Is there a subscription based, or do they just go to the website? How does that look?
It's free. It's absolutely free. Yeah. And they can go, we are on Vizio and Roku and iOS, iPhones, Fire Stick, soon to be on Samsung, I think next week, perhaps. But they can also go to the website, madeitmyselftv.com, and go to the Watch Now button, and they can see the app.
Yeah. And I'd say even
lots more.
Say it again.
Yeah. Lots more coming too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And what's great about this, let's say you're totally not an artist, but you're stressed after a hard day's work. What better way to unwind and watch other people share their art and their talent and tune in to Made It Myself TV and get inspired. Everyone has their talent. It might not be art, but it can be a great way to inspire yourself.
Absolutely. It's very relaxing. You do get sucked into just watching, as I said, watching the magic come through.
That's awesome. Well, I just have to thank you again, Marcy, for coming to share your great wisdom on savvy broadcasting. And again, let everyone know where they can go to check out both Made It Myself TV and also find out about TriCoast Worldwide. You see wonderful films and movies. Share a little bit about that before we close on out.
We have a lot of our films that we license. Actually, the best place to look at some of the films is Dark Matter TV, which is also an app and a fast channel or linear channel that's found on all of the app stores and fast channel smart TV places. So that's the best place to check it out.
Awesome. Now, I saw there was horror. Is there also sci-fi, or is that mostly just horror?
Oh, sci-fi, action, crime, true crime, documentaries.
Ooh, I'm a big sci-fi fan. So if you ever have you watched The Expanse, that whole series on the Amazon, The Expanse, and then I think Hulu? Have you seen it? It's amazing.
No.
It's
The
amazing.
Expanse?
The Expanse.
I'm gonna rate that.
Yeah, it's a 8-book series, and it was like 800 pages a piece, but amazingly written, great story. And they did 6 seasons of it, so they didn't do all the books, but it's phenomenal. Yeah,
we have a new one coming out. It's not out yet, but it's going to be out soon, called Alien Abduction Answers, and it's a documentary, but it is like it takes you into the sci-fi world. Wow. Completely. It's really bone-chilling, but great.
Wow. I'm going to love it. Well, thank you so much, Marcy, for coming to share today. And everyone, please go today to get inspired and go to Made It Myself TV. So, hectic day, you unwind. Thank you so much, Marcy, for coming to Savvy Broadcasting.
Thank you, Christina. Really appreciate it.
You betcha.
Like, subscribe, and share this episode. To listen to more savvy episodes and savvy biz tips, go to www.lifeunscriptedradio.com. To find out about our paid sponsorship opportunities or how to become a guest, email Christina at lifeunscriptedradio.com.